Welcome back to Maths with Mrs. J. In our previous video, I mentioned briefly the concept of a complement of an event. Now, it's not a compliment. It's not saying, gee, you're looking nice today. Complement means everything else that could possibly happen. So if we have a look at our Venn diagram here, the blue is event A. Okay, if that is the case, then the orange would be A dash, or the complement of A. So it's everything else that could possibly happen. Now, of course, it's certain that either A will happen or A will not happen. So that's why the probability of A plus the probability of the complement is 1. And often it's easier to find the probability of the complement of something. And so what we can do in a situation like that is we can work out, well, the probability of what we want is just 1 minus the probability of the complement. So we can work out that and just take it away from 1. Basically, it's certain that either this will happen or everything else that can possibly happen will happen. All right, that's how it works. Let's do some examples of working out what the complement would be. So say you're tossing a coin and you get a head. It's kind of like the opposite, but not exactly. It's what else could happen? Well, you either get a head or you get a tail. So a tail would be the complement. You're rolling a die and you get an even number. What's everything else that could possibly happen? You would be getting an odd number. Pack of cards, you draw out a card and you get a diamond. Okay, the other possibilities would be a heart, a spade, or a club. I'm not the best drawer, so you'll have to forgive me here. All right, so one of those 3 suits would be the complement because it's either a diamond or it's a heart, club, or spade. All right, the complement of getting at least 1 goal. So say you're playing a netball game, the complement of getting at least 1 goal would be getting no goals. So you either score at least 1 goal or you don't get any goals at all. Talking about having a certain number of children in a family. What's the complement of having no boys? Now, it's not having all boys, because you don't either have no boys or you have all boys. There's a whole heap of varieties in between where you have 1 girl or 2 girls or whatever. So the complement of having no boys would be having at least 1 boy. It's everything else that could possibly happen. Okay, rolling a die and you're getting a number less than 3. Note that doesn't include the 3. So a number less than 3 means a number 1 or 2. So it would be getting a 3, 4, 5, or 6, or we could put that as a number greater than or equal to 3. However you express that, that's what it means. Picking out a card from a pack of cards and you get a black card. Well, what's the alternative? It's either a black card or it's a red card. There's no other option than black or red. If you're tossing a coin 3 times and they're all heads, it's not getting no heads, it would be getting at least 1 tail. So it's not exactly, quite often people think of it as it has to be the opposite. It's not the opposite so much. It's everything else that could possibly happen. It's either this happens or this happens for sure. Okay, and that's what complement is, and we will be using that over our future videos.